Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hots or Shots. I'm your host Johnny Clearwater, and my guest today is Todd McKay, and that's Mick like McDonald's and a K. Todd McKay, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming out. I see you brought the wife with you today too, and the granddaughter. They're out enjoying the pool.
Absolutely.
Hopefully,
it's a great day in Brenham.
Yeah, Brenham, Texas. Yeah. I really appreciate you making the trip out here. So. For anybody who doesn't know who you are, you want to go ahead and give them a quick rundown?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm, as we were just talking about, I guess in some ways I'm kind of a noob. I guess I've been on Steemit maybe 4 months or so. And one of the things that I've been doing is primarily focusing on video creators, because that's one of the things that to me is just really incredibly interesting. So not very long after showing up on Steemit, I started, doing some video production and looking at stuff that was going on the platform. And I found some folks in the Discord group that were just incredibly helpful.
What server was that?
So it's called One Love D2. So
okay.
Basically the One Love community.
Yep. All right. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. So. That's one of the things that initially was like, wow, this is a great group of people because everybody is helpful. And so that's kind of, I guess, where I'm from.
Right on. So that's Todd McKay, guys. Go check out his shit, go vote for him. We don't do this stuff for free. So, you know how this show works?
I've seen it.
All right.
It's intimidating.
Well, it can be. You're going to flip that coin, and that coin is going to determine if this episode is going to be a Hots or a Shots.
Cool.
If it's a Hots, we're going to make a decision off camera what we want to eat today, and we're going to lather it up with some hot sauces and get through some questions. If it's Shots, we're doing shots of bourbon. So
gotcha.
It all comes down to the coin.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
This part I'm pretty confident about.
All right.
I think I can do this. Yikes.
So
I was overconfident.
You won't be the first person that's blown the flip. All right. Treat it just like a regular coin. A lot of people think maybe because if it's weight, they get nervous.
Right.
Just flip it just like a coin.
There we go.
Hots. Hots it is.
That works.
All right. So, we're going to go ahead and get everything set up, and we will be right back from a brief word from our sponsors.
Just hit a button, Morty. Disqualified.
What are you doing?
A C.
And we're back. So, Todd McKay, this asshole flip Hots. Well, we went and got some amazing beef brisket and beef rib from Truth Barbecue in Brenham. Apparently they are ranked number 10 in all of Texas. I waited in line for an hour for this.
Dang.
It looks good. So I've topped it off with a little bit of Truth Barbecue's coleslaw. And then the hell that you flipped. So, we eat first and then move on to a question.
Terrific. I'm excited. This actually looks great.
It starts great. I don't know where it's going to go after that.
Yeah.
But I'm ready if you're ready. This first sauce, this is Finello. This has some pretty unique flavor to it, actually. It's a new sauce that I brought to the show. Forked underneath. That's how I did it. That goes really good with
There we go, trying to innovate with this, huh?
Yeah, I just went fork right underneath. Knife to make sure it's in place. Tastes really nice with that coleslaw.
I can taste the barbecue. It's good.
Yeah, juicy.
I like that one. All right.
If sacrificing your own life would save the lives of a specific number of strangers, what number does that need to be for you to make that choice?
Well, that's a
Strangers.
tough question. Yeah, absolute strangers, people that I don't know. I mean, if if I was to look at it like utility and just an absolute calculation, more than one would be the number. So have to be two.
Two? Just
to make the math work.
I see. Well, I don't think I want to do it for two.
Right. Well, that's getting it to less of a quantitative approach and more of a qualitative, right? Because it's who are the two people.
I had this question on a show. I at once thought that there isn't a number. There's not a number that would allow me to do that.
You're just going to say no, basically. Yeah.
But then my guest was like, everyone. If it's everyone, I'm in.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, that I can agree to. For numerous reasons.
Okay.
But you'll go down in the history books for that one.
Everyone.
You saved everyone.
Right.
But even if then, say your answer was no to that,
right,
then you'd be the only person left. And that's useless anyway.
Yeah.
So, everyone I agreed with.
Uh-huh.
But I really don't think that there's...
You're not liking my two?
It's your question. If two is what you're happy with,
right?
That's all that matters. So, moving on. Now, let me show you what I was doing here.
Fork
I just
bottom.
look. I used a knife to scoop right under. Look at that.
All right, I'm doing it.
So this is secret aardvark.
The aardvark.
That was the beef rib.
Oh, was it?
I could tell it's fattier. So juicy.
It is. That's awesome.
That was so good. I didn't even taste that sauce.
Me either. I'm surprised.
Wow. Truth barbecue.
That's good stuff.
If you are ever in Brenham, they are only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11 a.m. until they sell out. I waited in line an hour, and let me tell you, that bite right there was so worth it. Wow. What would be the most annoying things about having yourself as a roommate?
Wow, having myself as a roommate. I mean, it would certainly be a weird thing to have two people that were identical, that really thought identical. And I guess there are folks that have to deal with that, like twins, right? So some people grow up with themselves as a roommate in a sense. I don't think that I've ever pondered that, but
I would hope you don't ponder most of these questions.
Yeah. That this is a new one. Yeah.
You might hit a few in here, but
right. So, what would be the worst thing about having myself as a roommate? I think that I'm probably not as cheerful as I would like for my roommate to be. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's probably the thing that would annoy me the most. I'm like, damn, are you in a bad mood again?
I live. I am calculated messy. As in, like, I leave things in places that you shouldn't probably leave them. It drives my wife nuts. But I know where everything's at. Everything that I've put, I know where it's at.
Right.
And then my wife moves something, and I could be lost for hours. So I live in a type of a calculated mess, right, is what I like to call it. I couldn't live with someone else that did that. I'd be like,
right,
why is there an encyclopedia in the sink? That's not okay. That is not normal.
Yep.
So yeah, that would probably be mine. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. It's hard enough. It's that would be mine.
Yeah.
Calculated mess.
Yeah, I'm a tough person to ask for that question. My wife, now, she would probably tell you right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Moving right along. This is Palo Alto. This is the sauce that I said I think of all of them is probably going to be the best on the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got a smokiness.
Cool. It does. It's very good.
This barbecue is great.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I'm getting so much flavor out of the meat.
I rotated.
Yeah.
So I started with brisket. So that was
Right.
brisket again.
Right.
So next
and so
one's-
the next one's rib.
Yep. I did beef rib.
Yep.
The pork ribs look a little too.
I'm already looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
That one was good though.
This is going smooth so far. What's the most routine thing that you do?
The most routine thing that I do. So one thing that I have to do that's very routine is I take Synthroid. So it's a prescription. It's like every day. I have
It
to
has
take
something
it.
to do with your thyroid, doesn't it?
It does.
I
Yeah.
think my wife takes the same thing.
Yeah, it could well be. A lot of people take it, and in
She has a thyroid thing.
right.
I don't know.
In my particular case, I have a no thyroid thing, so I had it surgically removed, and so I'm on basically a permanent plan of take one of these every day.
Yeah, I don't know. I never got into too far detail.
Yeah.
You know
About why.
exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But she takes something for it
Yeah.
every day too. It's a thyroid issue of some sort. It's never
Right.
caused her to try to cut me in my sleep. So I'm good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a plus.
How long has this been a routine for you?
So it was 2010 actually when I had the surgery. So it's been 7-ish years.
So
eight
prior to
eight
that,
years.
did you have to take anything for it then?
No.
Also? No. Okay.
No. So it's fairly new. I mean, 8 years.
It's whatever she's. Now you got to make me ask my wife questions. Jesus.
Yeah.
But it's been since I've known her.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm curious. But that name, this Synthroid. Or whatever,
Synthroid, yeah.
that sounds familiar to me. I feel like I've read that bottle
Yeah.
on the counter before.
Levothyroxine is I think the name of the chemical. Or the
This is
hormone.
another new one.
Okay.
This is Caribbean kind of
Oh,
action going on here.
Awesome.
This is Dirty Dicks.
Dirty dicks.
Yeah, you're putting a whole bunch of dirty dicks right down the gullet.
Yeah. In my belly.
Dirty dicks are the best.
Went back to the rib. That was good. Very good.
Would you rather the public think you are a horrible person, but your family be very proud of you? Or your family think you're a horrible person, but the public is very proud of you?
Boy, that's quite a question. And, like I said, I actually was probably more nervous about the questions than the hot sauce. That one for me is not super difficult to ask. I think my family definitely matters way more as far as their perception or knowledge of who I am than public perception. So without a doubt, I would rather my family
But we're talking about
perceive me as a hero.
keep the note of this. See, this is why my answer would not be in agreement with you.
Okay.
But it's only because the word "very proud of you" is in this.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like the public thinking you're a cool guy.
Right.
They're very proud of you means if you're talking the entire public is very proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
The odds are you did something massive.
Great. Yeah.
Potentially
Like Steve Jobs. Right?
potentially cured cancer, for example.
Okay.
All right. However, maybe your family are all members of PETA, and you had to do some shitty things to animals to get there. So they're not proud of you.
Right.
But the public is because you solved this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm on the table about this here. Now,
Sure.
if we're talking like my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents and stuff,
Yeah.
fuck out of here. I'm not concerned what they think anymore.
Right.
But,
Well,
so yeah, I mean...
I see your logic.
But at the same time, I have not been again, other than the family I've created,
Uh-huh.
I've never really been a big family guy. I've been on my own since I was 14.
Right.
A lot of weird internal conflict throughout my family for decades.
Right.
You know, not just with me, but with each other. It's like I removed myself from all of it. So I've never been a real big family guy. So because of that, that's another reason why I could care less what they think. But again, depends on who those members are.
Right.
You know, the members that are in this house right now are the only ones that matter to me.
Right.
So even then, it's like,
Yeah. Well, and that's definitely where my head went, right? Is to the immediate family and the
it's all
people that
about
are-
how these questions hit you anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I like the opportunity to chime in on some of them. I don't chime in on all of them. You know, the show's about me too, buddy. Man,
That's awesome.
those dirty dicks were so good.
So we've knocked down 4 of these.
Yeah, we're almost halfway here.
Yeah.
So this is purple hippo hot sauce.
Okay.
Prickly pear was the
Uh-huh.
initial flavor. Man, I just want more of that rib. That was really good with coleslaw. Got me in the throat just a little bit. Oh, this was a great choice for food.
Yeah,
I'm
it is
getting really
good.
scared though because I see that we're creeping up on shit.
Exactly.
Tell me about a bridge you did not regret burning.
Boy. So that's actually a tough question for me to answer. And I guess the reason is that I tend to try to not burn bridges. So, you know, if it's intentionally pissing people off or hurting folks' feelings, I sort of go
Just
out of
says you
my
don't
way.
regret it. Doesn't mean you didn't necessarily intentionally burn the bridge.
Right. No, I'm saying what makes it difficult for me is like coming up with, oh yeah, there was this, you know, these 5
The
times
episode
last
that
week.
aired this week,
Had
this
that
question was on it. He was like
I
my
saw it.
ex-wife.
Yeah.
He said shit so fast.
Yeah. No, I saw that. As far as burned bridges, I definitely have been in a couple of bands that, you know, I'm glad that it's over. And when I say that, a lot of that is just about how I spend my time and being able to sort of reclaim
Bands is in music?
Yeah, music bands.
Okay.
So the ridiculous amount of effort that goes into practicing and rehearsing and getting everything kind of just right so that you can go play, it's a lot of work. So I'm okay with not doing that anymore. I mean, I played bass guitar for a number of years, so I've not gotten super good at it, but I always enjoyed it, and that I think was the main reason I was doing it. It's just to have a lot of fun, and it can be fun, but it's a ton of work.
Right on. Right on. Moving on. This is Rogue by High River Hot Sauces. You're
Okay.
staying left to
To
right.
the left, yeah.
Yep, you're still staying left to right.
Okay.
This is another one that's got that slight sweet start.
Uh-huh. That
Blood orange.
comes at you later.
Blood orange is the flavor kicking. Oh, this is that beef rib again.
All right. I don't think I've ever set out to eat blood orange, but it doesn't taste bad at all. I like the sauce.
This meat is so good.
I'm very impressed.
I am
barbecue.
too, especially with the rib.
I'm sorry you had to wait for an hour, but I'm glad you did.
Me too. What 3 words best describe you?
Best describe me. So that's a good one too. I mean, I guess there's the as I perceive me and as others perceive me, probably different answers. What I would hope that are words that describe me, thoughtful would be a good one. Truthful would also be something that I strive to be and that I want to be known for. And Probably not as much of this as I would like, but funny.
So I'm not answering this one, but that is most definitely got to be on my list. Funny for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is about the last good one.
Yep.
It's not even about. This is the last good one. It's just downhill from here.
Yep.
This is another new one I got recently. This is Hellfire Detroit.
Okay.
Each batch, it's made in small batches, so its heat strength varies, but it's pretty good.
It's cool.
It's got that fresh taste to it.
I definitely would be more inclined to just stab this thing, but
Take your
it's
time.
worth the effort.
Make a 2-hour episode.
It tastes good. It hasn't attacked me yet. Is it gonna?
No, this is
Yeah, it's still kind of
supposed to be. Everything's supposed to remain relatively calm here. It's really
That's
just a
good.
false sense of security,
right
and we're gonna fix all of that.
until we're done with this next question, and then
Would you rather be able to teleport anywhere, or be able to read minds?
ooh boy. So yeah, both of those sound great as far as like amazing superpower kind of capabilities. I think that there's actually more utility in knowing what other people think. I'd go with the mind reading. I may regret it if it happened, because I think there's probably some level of, oh, I just didn't want to know that, and it may be enough that would drive you insane if you had that ability. But as far as usefulness, it seems...
Yeah, I would go with. I'd have to know if it's able to be turned off.
Yeah.
Because if you can't turn it off, no, I don't want it.
Right.
There's way too many stupid people.
Yeah.
Some of you watch this show. Some of us host this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to stupid shit all day long.
Right. It'd be like
Kidding me?
nonstop YouTube comments, right?
Oh my god. Brutal. Oh, buddy.
We shouldn't have answered that fast.
Well, here's so far, how's your experience been?
Oh, it's been terrific. I mean, I love the sauces. Every one of them so far has hit me as a...
What kind of tolerance level do you think you have for heat?
Up to that point, good. As the super, super hot stuff, like I said, I've certainly seen people that look like they were going to have a heart attack and have their head explode, and sweat pouring out of their ears and such. And not my idea of a fun time, but we'll see if I can handle it.
It's not a challenge.
Right.
So if this sauce does it for you, you just let us know.
Sure.
We'll still do the questions.
Yeah.
I've never so far I haven't minded a tap out yet, because
Right.
I don't have to eat
Then
anymore
you don't
either.
have to go.
Well, but I'm glad you enjoyed it so far.
Oh, it's been great.
Yeah. Good luck with this.
Very tasty.
So this is
Ribs again.
this sauce should just be called "Go Fuck Yourself," because that's exactly what it's about to do.
I'm glad that that's on a rib.
If you could have lunch with anyone alive today, who would it be?
Anyone alive today? That's a tricky question. So I guess the first thought that comes to mind is, I think it would be kind of awesome to sit down and chat with Elon Musk. He's a guy that, to me anyhow, seems interesting and would probably be able to have a useful conversation for the time it took to eat lunch.
My teeth hurt.
Yeah, my eyeballs are watering.
This is the one that it just. I never liked this sauce.
That's all right.
Ugh.
Whew. Kind of grabs you by the boo-boo, doesn't it?
Just a touch. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is Mad Dog 357
357.
with plutonium number 9.
So it's a double whammy. Here we go. So you're right, I am getting some flavor. That's
Yeah.
good.
Tell me about a time that something went wrong, but turned out for the best.
Whoa. Maybe it's the turned out for the best that I'm having right. Boy, I guess. I mean, I've not been in too many car crashes or motorcycle crashes. I certainly have had some of those. And I think that every time that I've lost control of a vehicle for one reason or another, it's been ultimately helpful in making me more cautious and more capable of avoiding those kind of things. So, no kidding.
I'm going to go with my wedding day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, everything prior to the wedding was fine. But later that day went terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But it all turned out for the best because I married an amazing woman who I'm still with, my kids with, my family. I'm happily married. But
Yeah.
we got married in an awesome place at an Allman Brothers Music Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I don't want to say, it was kind of an elope kind of thing, as in we didn't want anybody there. It was our thing.
Yeah.
And one of my family members decided to crash,
Mm-hmm.
which started okay and went way downhill real fast.
Right.
I mean, insane. And it was a fucking terrible day. Like it ruined my day. You know, like I'm like the bridezilla. Like this was my big thing. This was my big day, man.
Yeah.
And this fucking bitch ruined it. But it turned out for the best anyway, because, like I said, I got married to an amazing woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best example that I can think of. Without getting into full detail, because let me tell you,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
after this show, I'll tell you how that one went.
Well, I like your answer better than mine. I think I overthought it. Cool.
I don't think it's going to ruin our day.
That's
But if you're curious how the numbers go,
Mm-hmm.
this is 6 million Scoville.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So Grinders, that was the first one that sucked.
Mm-hmm.
337,000.
Yeah. And
The
that
one we
hit.
just did was about 1.2 million, and now we're jumping to 6. So.
Big numbers. Go big or go home, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. What can I say? At least it's the red.
May your Steam account do that same thing.
I don't think when it gets to that end, it's that first one. It wouldn't matter
Yeah.
what order I put them in either.
Yeah.
You know, even though this is 6, I could put that here. It's all going to be that you hit that one wall.
Yeah.
I think once you're through the wall, you can manage from that point.
I agree with you. I mean, and that's
It's just endorphins from this point now.
yeah. It's a lot of like when I was in a band, one of the songs that we played a lot, and I actually really like the song. Is Pink Floyd, "Comfortably Numb." That's
Huge
where
Floyd
I'm
fan.
at with the
Pink Floyd and
So-
Pearl Jam are my 2 favorite bands.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Was it how many years ago was it? Because you know I'm terrible with time. Roger Waters. We got to see
The
Roger
Wall?
Waters, The Wall.
Oh, you,
Probably
really? The show you got?
Yeah.
Wow.
In Orlando.
I was pregnant with Connor.
You were then? Okay, so
Yeah.
4 to 5 years ago. I mean, I grew up watching the movie and
Yeah.
even the whole listening to the album with the Wizard of Oz, everything, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I got to see it. I have Roger Waters autographed vinyl of Adam Hart Mother.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Like, I'm a huge Floyd
That's
guy.
cool. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the song Dogs
Mm-hmm.
off the album Animals
Right.
is, I consider to be the best song ever written. Ever.
Yeah.
You can't compare this to like Beethoven type shit. But when it comes to like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call it rock, but you know, I think it's the best song ever written. Lyrically, musically,
Mm-hmm.
all 17 minutes of it.
Yeah. Because that's one of the reasons why it's great to hang out in Steam Speak, huh? 'Cause
Oh yeah,
plenty of Pink Floyd in there.
Yeah, Steemit, the #1 server on Discord.
It's
We
awesome.
listen to a lot of Floyd and Pearl Jam there. To you,
Uh-huh.
what does the end of time look like?
The end of time. What does that look like to me? I mean, there's the heat death of the universe that's eventually predicted. And I don't know that that's the end of time. I guess the problem with me answering this question is I don't know that I've got a really good understanding of what time itself actually is.
You're a deep thinker.
Because it's hard to know when it's going to end if you don't know what it actually consists of, right?
True. I'm
But-
not a rapture guy. I would.
I mean,
me personally, I would think that more than likely the end of time that we know it as anyway,
Uh-huh.
for that part, is very likely going to be based on us either completely depleting our resources
Yeah.
and destroying this planet,
Uh-huh.
or even potentially, getting way too comfortable in technology
Mhm.
and having a big wipeout in that occurrence that takes us all back to the Stone Age.
Yeah.
That would be a very end of time kind of scenario for me.
Yeah. It's weird because time, I mean, there definitely is some, school of thought that time is money. And the end of time, I guess that's a point at which you wouldn't necessarily need a lot of money. The destruction of the planet, the end of the species, I guess that's one of the possible futures that we could be facing, and I hope that it's not happening soon. But there's certainly scary stuff happening that makes you wonder. And
That's
then
for sure.
there's also the singularity as a potential way that things kind of turn out, which is at some point the machines and the stuff that we create ends up being sort of a self-sustaining future that hopefully we could be a part of in some way, and that could be interesting. It could be hell. I don't know.
Well, I know one end of time that I can clearly define, and that is our time on this show. Todd, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. I really appreciate you coming out.
Oh, it's been a blast. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, thank you
Cool.
very much.
Yeah.
So that once again, this is Todd McKay. That's Todd MCK. I just wanted to pronounce him McKay. So, it's Todd McKay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching the show once again. This has been Hots or Shots. I'm your host, Johnny Clearwater, and we'll see you next week.
Well, beloved doctor.